All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hopping on. My name is Writer Anima. I'm a radiography student, also a medical writer, and also a YouTuber. So today I have an amazing guest speaker today, all the way from the UK. Hey, Laura, could you introduce yourself to the audience?
Hi, I am Laura Jane Stack, and I've always struggled with giving myself a business title. I suppose the closest thing is a video marketing consultant. So basically, what I do is I increase visibility online for founders and business owners that want to help more people. So they've got a message they want to go out and spread. They've got offers that they know are going to change people's lives, and now they just need more people to hear from them. So I help them to get their vibe on video, get confident with putting themselves out there on video, making great video content so that they can grow their audience online, an engaged audience, and yeah, increase their visibility, get more opportunities, all that great stuff.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for introducing yourself, Laura. So we have a couple of questions for you to answer. You ready?
Yes, I think so. Let's see how it goes.
All right. How can business owners use video marketing to grow a loyal fan base and attract customers who are ready to buy? Talk us through.
Yeah, let's go for it. So I feel like there's two different things into play with this answer. You mentioned growing a loyal fan base as well as attracting those like ready to buy customers. And what I found is that those are slightly two different stages. And so growing your audience is all about the kind of long-term gain, I suppose, of building relationships up. That's can be quite slow, but you do that over time, and the content that you might produce in order to do that is slightly different than the content that you might produce that's going to then convert those potential clients onto your offers. So I think, yeah, there's two different things at play. So you need to have one before the other. In most instances, someone needs to know who you are, feel like they know how you're going to serve them, like you, trust you. And so that's all in the kind of growing that fan base, growing that audience of people that really buy into what you do, but also just like you as a person. And then that second stage is once you've had that, you've obviously got a pool of people almost that could be potential customers or clients for your services, your offers, or whatever you have that's like a conversion piece, right? So whatever that next step is, other than them just liking you and engaging with your content. So however that looks like for you. So there's slightly different types of content maybe that you would create for each of those different, I suppose, like levels of the funnel, I guess. Um, I feel like if you're only going to approach it like one maybe doesn't work so well without the other, because if you were just about growing an audience, you'd have all these people that are really engaged, but you would never maybe create the opportunities unless you're doing that second piece. And then equally, if you're only doing the second piece and you're always talking to people about what those offers are or what your services or how you can help, or asking for money from people, then they might get a bit switched off or a bit turned off by just seeing that all the time. So you need to have a little bit of that warming up before, I guess, you try and sell to people or pitch to people about a way that you could work together or whatever that might be. So do you want me to
Amazing.
go in a little bit of what those might look like?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
So in the growing the loyal fan base piece, it's really about putting content out there that is going to engage people, help establish and build on connections that you have, and yeah, get people that actually, they like you enough that they want to hear from you, they want to listen to what you have to say. So the content that you're doing then is geared around starting those conversations with people, building those relationships up, getting them to see a little bit about you, being incorporating your personality into your content, maybe you're being quite fun and lively and not, it's not too serious. It's about also adding value and creating content that's going to help people and coming at it from that point that you're here to help someone achieve something or knowledge that you've got to share with someone. So that's the kind of content that you'd create just to grow an audience, that people are following you because they like you, they know that you add value, they know that you're going to make them smile or whatever emotion it is that you want them to feel. And when it comes to attracting ready to buy, or I guess like converting people, that's a little bit different because they're only really able to buy from you if they are invested in the actual what you're offering to them. So in that case, they need to have all those questions answered about what that offer is, what problems you're going to solve for them, what you're going to help them with. And so that comes into play when you have already maybe warmed them up, and then you can not necessarily pitch to them, but be a bit more direct with what they could do if they want more from you in that professional way, or they want something transactional that they know is going to help them and get them results. So that kind of content that you do is more focused towards your actual offers and how you help, and like I said, the problems that you're going to solve. And the second thing that I would say is that it's not necessarily that you're purposely attracting customers that are ready to buy right now. What you're doing is kind of casting your net wide enough that when people, they make that decision themselves, whether it's the right timing for them. And so if you wait for that point, well, I suppose it's hard to identify that point. What you're doing is you're making yourself open for receiving that when it comes, if that makes sense. So it's not necessarily that you're attracting customers who are ready to buy, you're attracting people into your world, and when they're ready to buy, then they'll reach out to you.
Amazing.
Or I suppose you could also reach out to them if they've shown enough signs that they're ready for that kind of contact, if that makes sense.
Amazing. So I think freelancers out there, or med students, or whatever specialties or fields that comes across this video, I think if you're a business owner, trying to like grow your career, using video marketing, to grow a loyal fan base and attract clients who are ready to buy, not just dead clients who just, not ready to buy. I think what Laura said about those strategies, on those approaches on how to, use video marketing to grow a loyal fan base, because I tell people that it's not about the followers, the follower count. It does matter sometimes, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is having a loyal fan base, a loyal community that supports you. So using that strategies Laura said could help you go thus far. So thank you so much, Laura, for talking to me about that. So that draws me to the next question for you. So what are some common fears that business owners out there have in front of the camera? And how do you help them overcome those challenges, Dr. Stair?
Yeah, great question. I think that this is an issue for a lot of people. I think a lot of it comes down to being not necessarily self-conscious in yourself, but it's quite a difficult barrier to break, being able to speak to camera, to watch yourself back. You can be very critical of how you look or how you sound. So there's quite a few things to overcome in terms of getting comfortable with that side of things, you know, getting comfortable with seeing yourself back, getting comfortable with maybe not, I suppose the main thing is like not caring too much about those little things and realizing that it's only you that cares about those. So there's a bit of a mindset thing that goes with it. When it comes to those insecurities, there isn't so much of one, you know, a pill to swallow, one solution or fix in order to overcome that. It is really about practice and just putting in those repetitions of doing that exactly. Not necessarily, it doesn't always have to be that you're creating content all the time, but putting yourself in situations where there is a video being recorded, whether that's something like what I'm doing now, or it's recording videos of yourself at home, maybe sending on WhatsApp. You could send like a video note instead of a voice note, and just things that get you comfortable. And I think that, I mean, I'm a millennial, so I was brought up when having a home camcorder was a normal thing, and we'd keep little diaries and we would record family moments. And then I always moved into things that were quite camera facing, you know, so I've had quite a lot of experience being on camera. There's still a discomfort element when it comes to marketing yourself, so that's a whole other thing. But there's some people that might be watching this where that's not been the norm for them, you know, especially like a lot of my personal clients are a bit older than me, and so that just barrier to get used to be like their face all the time, that feels a little bit uncomfortable. It feels like they're being a bit vain, and yeah, the only thing that can really get you past that is just putting in that practice till it becomes something that's more normal for you to do. And even when you are maybe a bit more comfortable with doing that on camera, a lot of it is about the side of what will people think, you know, people that are watching back and worrying about what maybe like friends or colleagues think about you, or saying about you or judging you. That fear of judgment, I would say, is quite a big one as well. And I guess the main thing to help you overcome that fear of judgment is just making your desire to do something bigger than what that fear is, because everybody has it and everybody feels the same things. And it's just that if you have a purpose or a mission or something that you want to share, and you're so passionate about wanting to share that with people, then that kind of mission becomes bigger than what your potential fear of doing it is. So just trying to make that mission really clear for you of why you're wanting to be visible, why you're wanting to create videos. And by having that mission that's stronger than what your natural fear to not want to do it is, or your natural fear to hide, I think that really helps people. So identifying what that is. And then that definitely helps with the fear side of it. And then there's the other side, which is just building up that confidence. And again, that comes from practice, but there is quite a lot of technical elements and strategic elements that also go into video. And I don't know if you've ever heard of the confidence competence loop or cycle. It's like, what do you start off with? Like being good at something or being confident at it. But one really like feeds into the other, and you get into a little bit of a loop where, because you're good at something, you're then confident, and because you're confident, you're then getting better because you're confident to, you know, do uncomfortable things or to work a bit harder, and then you learn through doing something, and that's how you become competent. So then you're confident because you know that you can do it, you know, and then you get into this little loop. But it's starting that loop off with a little bit of upfront or confidence in yourself to know that you are going to figure it out and give it a go. And then you learn something and you become competent, and then the competence feeds into the confidence. So there is also, you know, the skills that go into video. There's a bit of that strategic side that go into video, and every new skill that you learn. So for example, you might want to learn how to do a video interview on StreamYard, you know, and so you're not going to feel the first time that you ever do that. And I don't know how you felt the first time that you interviewed someone. It felt maybe even quite nervous for you as the interviewer, because you're working out what the tech is and you want it to go well and you want to ask the right questions and you don't want to have those awkward moments where you can't hear what's going on, or, you know, and so that's all gonna make you feel a little bit insecure. And it's only when you teach yourself, right, I'm gonna, I don't know, just watch a YouTube tutorial of how StreamYard works, for instance. Oh, okay, like this I feel a little bit better now. Okay, let me invite someone on, like a friend, for instance, or, you know, my mom. You know, let me interview my mom and just get her on, someone that you feel comfortable with. And okay, oh, that's how it works. I figured this bit out. And, you know, like building it up from there and just adding those little skills on and those little bits on that are going to feed into your confidence and mean that you're more able to do something. And then once you've done, built up a little bit, it's kind of that snowball effect, you know? So you've built that and you can just roll with it then. So yeah, did that answer your question well enough?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the fact you mentioned about judgment, about what people think about, you know, you being coming up in front of camera to do some video creations or something like that. I think that's like a disclaimer out there that you shouldn't be perturbed about what people think about your video content or whatever. You just have to keep pushing. These are challenges because nothing comes easy, because there are challenges you're going to face in terms of your content creation. You know, that applies to me. You know, I'm faced with a lot of challenges, but I don't let that get to me, because nobody's going to market me except myself. So that's why you have to keep pushing. You have to keep doing what you're doing. And, you know, you can sometimes listen to critics, you know, and learn from it. But that doesn't mean you should be overly, you know, endowed with what people say. You just have to pay attention to what's needed at that moment. So, Lord, thank you so much for talking to about some of the common fears that business owners out there face, you know, while in front of camera, and how, you know, you help them to overcome this intriguing challenges as well. So that draws me to the next question, Laura. How does one-on-one camera confidence training you do transform a business owner's approach to video content? What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, so we're talking about, I guess, the one-to-one element, as well as maybe like the benefits of doing something, building like video skills, whatever that looks like. So I'll deal with, I guess, the main subject, which is how could you benefit from potentially doing some training in this area. And I would say that there's a couple of main things that stand out to me above what you could potentially do yourself. So there's definitely a skills element that comes into how I help people, because I show them how they can the skills that they need in order to do videos. But a lot of us are using things like YouTube in order to teach us new skills. So I think the sides that are a bit different when it comes to actually working with someone is someone that's going to look at things kind of from a strategic point of view for you. So they're going to understand who you are. They're going to understand, you know, what your goals are, what your business is, if you've got a business, or, you know, what your service is, and who you are as a person, and how you want to come across, and really guide you specifically on what you could be doing that's going to help you reach your goals. Because somebody on YouTube, you know, watching a tutorial on how to do something, it's not going to teach you that, because it doesn't know you. And there isn't a blueprint. If there was a blueprint that worked for every single person in the world, then we would all be doing the same thing and we'd all be, you know, millionaires. but that isn't the case because everybody has different personalities, they have different goals, they have different priorities. So I think being able to know exactly what path that you're going to follow that's going to work for you, and get you the results that you need, I think that that's quite an important part of the coaching and what I personally do as a professional. But whether you wanted to work that out yourself, especially because, you know, video, it's not a small thing, it's a massive medium. There's all different types of videos that you could create, and it's never ending, really, the different types of content that you could do, or the different types of strategies you could have, or how often you're posting and what channels you're using. So actually really getting clear on that, because it could be so overwhelming, and if you're trying to do a million things, then you'll end up doing nothing, because it's too much to take on. It's about really simplifying that. And I think the second thing that's really important for people is we struggle doing something that's difficult, and maybe we've put ourselves out there and we've been knocked back, or we're having a bit of a crisis of confidence, and just having somebody there to hold you accountable to doing what you say you're going to do, and just cheerleading you and being that positive voice in your ear that you very much need, you know, because there's a lot of negativity out there. There's probably a lot of negative thoughts in your own head. So just having someone there that's going to be positive and help you to keep going and keep moving forward. And you mentioned before about having to push through that discomfort. It's not an easy thing to do. So you need to have someone that's on your side, and that's not necessarily going to come from your partner or your friends that don't really understand. It has to come from someone that really understands what you're trying to achieve. So I think that that's the two areas. One is definitely the strategic side and looking at things strategically and giving you both that clarity as well as the kind of physical things that you need to do to make what's in your head a reality. And the second side is just, that cheerleading, that keeping you accountable to putting in the work that's going to help you achieve the results that you want to achieve. So I'd say that they're the two biggest benefits of working. And then I don't know if you use the word like transform, but when it comes to the transformation side, it's usually, you know, if you're talking about something tangible, it will be increasing you know, growing your audience. So and the way that we've connected is through LinkedIn. I do a lot on LinkedIn. That's my primary like social media platform. That's how I use it, like social media, like networking. So I'll work with a lot of people that also want to grow an audience on LinkedIn, but it could be elsewhere as well. So that's one of the transformations that they might expect, is that growing an audience, and through that grown audience and engagement as well, and having people that actually engage with your content or reach out to you or start conversations with, it really depends on what the goals are, but it would lead to things like increased lead generation, increase of potential client conversions, increase of people reaching out to you with opportunities, increasing people just, you know, if you have a business, usually you would have your offer and you'd have some kind of lead magnet, something that filters people that are interested in people that potentially want to be buyers. So what the video will do is bring more people into your world. And then some people just have more, they want to share a message. So just that reach, increasing that reach, being seen more, being heard more, you know, and spreading that message. That's another kind of transformation of doing this kind of work and getting really visible with your videos.
Amazing. So if you wanted to, you know, work with Lara, because she's an amazing video marketer coach, or marketing coach, by the way. So I'm gonna add her details in the YouTube description below. head over to LinkedIn and connect with her. If you're camera shy, if you don't have confidence in terms of video marketing, I think Laura is there to help you do well to connect with her on LinkedIn, and she's willing to help you as well. So Laura, um, you talked about one-on-one camera confidence, training you do to transform a business owners, appers to video content. So, quick question: Do you also help people that don't do video content, like for instance, like podcasting, like people that do audio podcasting, not video podcast, but they're shy to start up a podcast, not the video part, like the audio part. Do you also help them as well?
I mean, I think that video is massively beneficial for a lot of different areas of personal development and growth. And because what I do is very much camera, it's about being on camera, it's about presenting videos, it's not about reels, it's not about trends, it's not becoming a video editor, it's all about those skills that you need in order to deliver your message to camera. I think that that is so beneficial in many different ways for your business. One thing that you have to think about is it's, I suppose, tied in quite a lot with public speaking, because it's an element of public speaking. Like, it's not in a physical environment, but it's like a digital version of that. So being able to know how to express what you want to say, articulate it in a way that's easy for people to understand, be an engaging speaker, get people's attention, know how to script something or deliver something in a way that captures that attention. All those kind of things can be used in different areas. So whereas one of my focuses is short form video content, getting that visibility online through LinkedIn and platforms like that, we also do look at the other side of your marketing in general. After you've got that visibility, it's looking at what is the long form content that you can be creating, like podcasts, that's going to continue to take people on that journey, that's going to help people connect with you on a bit of a deeper level than just seeing a 20-second clip on their LinkedIn every now and again. It's what videos can you create in your marketing that are going to act as a lead magnet and actually show people the value that you have as a person and your knowledge, and share that knowledge on a deeper level. And so it does feed into every area of your business. And then, of course, once you've got those video skills, it also helps you to deliver your service more effectively, because you know maybe how to set up for your videos, how to create a bit more of a quality setup, or just how to deliver your message better. So if you're speaking to potential clients, or delivering training online, or just having a call online, all of that is video, because that's all of our communications as well. So if it was something like a podcast, it doesn't have that video side, but it does have the other components that you might need in terms of how to clarify your message, how to put your message across. And so once you've got those skills, it becomes a bit more natural because it's in the back of your head. So for me, one of the main things has been, I need to slow down how fast I speak. I'm still working on that one. But when I was listening to myself back on video, I would see how often I would use filler words like and say like a lot. And so what doing a lot of video communications has allowed me to do is also think about how I'm communicating, how I'm speaking, because the more of those ums and ahs, the less confident you sound. The less of those, the more confident you sound, the more that you can engage people. And so I'm really conscious these days of the filler words that I use, and slowing down also my pace is helpful for that, because it gives my brain that time to catch up on what I want to say. And also the planning process is similar for whether you're doing a podcast or whether you're doing, you know, if you're doing a podcast that's 30 minutes, the planning is going to be very similar if you're doing a video for 30 seconds. You still need to work out what you're going to say and how you're going to say it and what that structure is going to be. So for us, it's what questions are you going to ask me? Can I think about how I'm going to answer those questions, and all those different things that go into any type of communication or any type of content. That process of planning it is still the same, and thinking it through and visualizing what you want that final output to be.
Awesome, amazing. Thank you so much, Lara, for talking us through. So, if you have a podcast, you know, you're looking forward to having someone coach you on how to pass your message accordingly across to people, make people to get, acquainted with your content. I think Laura is there to help you as well. So, like I said, her details is going to be on the YouTube description below. So do well to, help, reach out to her. She's willing to help. If you're a math student, you're looking for to start a YouTube channel, she's also there to help you as well. So thank you so much, Lara, for talking to us about that. So what advice would you give to business owners starting out right now in video marketing to make their content stand out? What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, so when it comes to standing out, I think a lot of people feel like they need to do something that is different, that's very visually appealing, that's going to jump out at the screen. And actually, it's not. You stand out through your personal personality, which is different to anyone's personality. Your message, the way that you say things, is going to be different to anybody else's. So it doesn't have to be that you're necessarily doing something with your video that no one else has done before, because that would be quite impossible. Like every probably type of video content has been done before, and if you're chasing that, what's the best way that I could stand out, and looking in the wrong areas for that, you're always going to be in this place of self-doubt, because someone's going to be doing it better than you. They're going to have a higher quality camera or a better setup, or their transitions are going to be better in their editing. And so what you're really trying to do instead is just lean into your personal value, your message, your personality, add humor if that feels natural to you, and really try and engage with people on that human to human level and bring your personality into it. That's what's going to help you stand out. And especially in today's world, where a lot of people do things through AI, and AI is getting better at creating videos as well. So I was using one the other day where you just type in a prompt and it scripts out a whole video, and it gives you the visuals, and it has a narrator do it for you. But you can obviously tell that that is an AI generated video. So you've got no one to really connect with over that. So if you're able to stand out from the robots just by being human, then that is definitely a route that you should go down. And certainly when I started bringing more of my authentic self into the way that I did things, that's how I was able to grow an audience. Because it's not about growing an audience, it's about more people connecting with you, and they are all people that have seen you at the other end of their laptop or their phone and decided that you would be someone that will make their lives easier, or make them smile, or have a conversation with. They've decided that you're going to add that value for them. So I would say that that is the best way to stand out, and just not being shy to do that often, and putting yourself in that situation often. and being in front of people consistently and not just doing it once and then hiding again. So I would say that it sounds really simple, but it actually is only, you know, such a small percentage of people that do that. I think the statistics on LinkedIn when it comes to videos was something like 1%, or it could have been 3%, definitely single figures of percent that actually were active LinkedIn users, but were creating video content. And video is quite a big thing on LinkedIn because they've introduced new features that mean that consuming video content is more popular or like more widespread because they've introduced like a video feed into LinkedIn. So you don't have to necessarily think of doing something completely different, but actually just bringing your message in a way that aligns with you, and that, yeah, that's enough to stand out because so few people are able to even do that stage of it.
Amazing, amazing. Wow. Because of time, because I know you're very, very busy. We've, you know, come to the end of the session, and so if you love this content, do to like, share, and subscribe, and make sure to connect with Laura on all different social media platforms, especially on LinkedIn. So, Laura, thank you so much for your time. It's because I know you're a very busy person. So you're taking time to come up to talk us through about things related to video marketing and how to, attract clients, as business owners as well. So this is a must watch video for all business owners out there, freelancers out there, med students out there, doctors out there that are looking forward to pivoting to, video marketing on YouTube or whatever other platforms. I think this video is a must watch for you. So, and also Laura is also willing to help you in case you don't have confidence in, doing all this. And so yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome. I hope you found it helpful and that you viewers found it helpful. Yeah, and happy for anyone to, having watched this and they've got any questions, reach out, let me know, and I'll try and help you best I can, because I'd love, it's my mission to get as many people confident with videos, confident with their visibility as possible. So I'm always up for doing that.